frickin' get out of here. Get. All right, whatever. Okay, so now we're gonna start our official walking tour of my castle build. Oh, you're fighting me? I will punch you to death, bud. Okay, so we're gonna start at the one of the main entrances. I have two main entrances. One of them is on this side, because I wanted it to connect up with this island, which, if we look, this is my feast hall and 6 towers build on this smaller island here. And that's was a lot of fun to build, and it was kind of like a test playground for building Synd maps. Syned maps. Welcome. Thanks for joining. I'm just getting started here. So this is the tower build. So I really liked this tower here. This was my favorite tower. And then I decided, you know what, I'm just going to make a bunch of them. So I made kind of a version of that tower just a bunch of times. And that was kind of like the beginning of this entire build. But let's go ahead and walk through it here. We've got our big ol' stinking bridge. I tried to make it big enough for OG Stinky Steve is here. Thank you for joining. Synd Maps is my alt. This is Dennis. Okay, perfect. Get all your accounts in here. That's all that matters. So I built this really big, oh, it's not that big. It's actually a fairly small bridge. It's all with grouse and stairs as well, which took a lot of iron beams to make work. So I kind of hid those in the infrastructure here. But I wanted to make it big enough for a longship, but it was just too annoying to try to do. The bridge would have been too big, and I thought it doesn't really matter. I've got these massive boats out here and a big ass dock over there, and so these are for the bay over here. So we have a nice bay and this kind of almost sealed off area here, so all the smaller boats get to come in here, and then the bigger boats have to stay out. So let's go ahead and make our way here. We've got the diverger lanterns, which I use throughout the entire build because I don't want to have to keep putting fuel into lights, and I don't use any mods. There's 0 mods in this build. And so I like the diverger lights because I don't have to keep putting fuel in them, even though they're pretty weak lights. I think they're nice looking, and they're somewhat modern, so they kind of fit this. Not necessarily modern, but compared to like you know, a wooden torch, they're more modern, they're more interesting, requires more materials. And then we've got these little benches here that people can chill out. We don't have like a dedicated fishing spot at this time. Then we've got our motor trophy. I've got trophies all over the build, and vines all over the build as well. So let's get in here. So this is our main entranceway, and I thought of this castle as essentially a economic hub, and so it would be the place where travelers and merchants and workers and blacksmiths and everybody would congregate to make things, sell things, bring in imports, and there's a feast hall over there, but there's also a place to have a banquet here as well that I'll show you. So this is the first intake office. So this is like a customs area where we have a kind of security checkpoint. So if somebody from somewhere else comes in, they get their papers checked and all that. And if everything's cool, maybe they pay their fee to come in, then they get to come in, and then we are in the castle proper here. So I think I'm going to go around the outside, probably start on the left side, and then we'll end up in the middle there, because that is where the best part is. The secrets lie in the middle. Yeah, this took me a very long time. I don't even remember. I just started working on it. I didn't put any time limits on it. I could keep working on it forever and ever because it's just got tons of room for stuff. But I decided to just be done because it's looking pretty good. So this is my first set of towers here. This wasn't the first tower I built, though. I made all the towers 100% the same except for the first one I built, which is that one right there. I'll show you in a second. But up here we've got our rampart that goes down to the next area here. Let's just float down. And on both sides we have our Yagluth. I essentially have 2 of every boss trophy. So, and they tend to complement each other. I also have 2 of these, but those are out here for a particular reason. So yeah, let's go back up here. Under here we've got our all the different best crossbows. I'm not going to grab them off there because I don't have to put them back. We got some storage for some arrows if we need it. Since we're on an island, if you were defending this, you would pretty much be using bow and arrow for the initial defense. And I wanted it to be a real kind of working, practical castle. Here is the next castle. This is actually, or the next tower. This is the first tower I built, and it's very different than the rest. And it has 2 parts. It has the upper part and the lower part, which the other ones just have, you know, they're just have one continuous deal. I don't know. I guess because I wanted it to connect to this setup here, which I thought worked out pretty well, actually. Let's look at the roof on this one, because the roof is the only thing that's different on this one. I went with these flat panels for this part, whereas on the rest of them, I did the more kind of flowered out type. So that's the only one that's different, other than the minor towers. This is one of the bigger towers. It's a octagon, I think is what that is. It's not... each one of these is 2 turns from the other, so they're not trying to make a perfect circle. It's actually really hard to make perfect circles and towers made of perfect circles in Valheim. It's way easier, especially when it comes to making roofs, to use octagons or whatever it is. It might be a whatever 10-sided or 9-sided, but where you just turn each panel twice instead of once. Way easier. Don't mess around with trying to make perfect circles. It's annoying. Unless you're listening to the band Perfect Circle, they're super cool. So I've got the 2 stone portals. I didn't plan a good spot for them. I always forget that I'm going to add portals, because when I'm making a build, I'm thinking about real life, and in real life there aren't any portals. And then I remember, oh yeah, this is Valheim, and I need to have some portals. So there is the stone portals, which are sick and massive. Super duper cool looking. I wish I had a dedicated portal hub here, but I decided to just put portals all around, because when you're playing Valheim, you just end up putting portals in kind of convenient places, so they end up just being somewhat decorative here. So they're all over the place. Tons and tons of portals. We've got our very large ballista here pointing out there. We don't have too much in the way of automatic defenses, just a few things to fit. And we've got our very cool I guess it's a rampart. I don't know the names of things in castles, but and then I've got all of these sweet weapons, because everything is free when you're in free build mode, dev commands and whatnot. And I did them in order, so it's green, blue, red, all the way across. This is a bit cheating. That's not really green, but green, blue, red, green, blue, red, green, blue, red. And that's not even all of the stuff that you can get in 3 different types. There's also a colossal sword that you can do, but I just wasn't. I should have put them here, but I liked having the maces. But these are sick, so if the bad guys make it over the walls, which actually wouldn't be that hard because of the frickin' garden area, which you could just get in. Okay, so that is that. We've got the sweet Seeker wings. Those are one of my favorite trophies. We've got some tamed wolves, 2-star wolves. Eikthyr on that side and on that side, and there was another one over there actually. Got chickens all around. Just let them go. Let's go up this tower here. So this is one of the main towers here. We probably won't go in and out of every tower, but it's not bad. So then we've got some portals along this route, which I thought just looked really cool. And the King's Garden, or the Royal Garden right there. When I develop the other island, I'll probably make a very, very huge farm, but I'm just calling that a garden. But that'll sustain quite a lot of food as well, especially if they have someone tending to it. So there is that. Actually, let's just go ahead and drop down here. Some of the towers have 2 openings, some of them just have 1. Let's go ahead and look at the garden. I was going to save that for last, but since we're here, we'll look at it. We've got our tools on the right and the left ready to go. A bow, just in case there's a deer. There's always some stupid deer around in here. We've got all the honey, tons and tons of honey hanging out, and then our chicken coop, which I made out of all kind of see-through ornamental wood structures. And they got their fire so they can hatch the eggs. Wow, that garden is great. Isn't that where you would made for command bid at? Yes, it is. Stinky Steve is pointing out that I made a video recently where I catalog every ENV command or environmental command in Valheim, and I made it right here, which I thought was fun. It was a cool way to link it to this and to kind of promote this video that I'm making right now. Which was fun. That was a cool video. If you want to see that, that's already up, where I go over all the different environmental commands. I'll give you a sneak preview of that. We can do, this is one of the good ones, motor, environment motor. Give you a quick sample. So this, you know, you can change everything to look totally different, which is a lot of fun. I mean, it's a little hard to see, so it's not always good for demonstration purposes. It's creepy looking, for sure. I like how everything's just getting sucked into the sky. All right. That is enough of that. Okay, so we got this. This was just a flat little piece of ground that I hadn't used, so I decided to make it into a garden, because it's good to have at least some sustainability. We've got our 2-star boar hanging out, and we have more boar running around as well, and our chickens for meat. Because we're in the meadows, I can't plant any of the other stuff. I can't plant everything, but and I'm not using mods. I can plant. Actually, I didn't plant those. I just set them there with the serving tray. You can actually put down the yellow mushrooms, which is quite nice. Let's get rid of that. So we got our turnips. Each one of these vegetable containers or whatever, these little areas are slightly different. This is what, 2 different types of wood plus the wisp lanterns. I like the wisp lanterns a ton. They're probably my favorite lighting fixture because they allow for you to not need to refuel them, and they look cool, as well as they make the funky particle effects. If we do time of day like 7.5 or something. Like, I think they look super cool. Especially if we go like this. Hiya! I should have made that like into a word. I should use the lights to make a word, or make like a some type of landing strip. Time of day 0.56. Let's do that. Okay. So this one, this wolf is having fun over here. What are you doing, bud? You gonna be okay? All right. Carrots and then onions are my favorite, so I made them the biggest. They make the best food early on. Yeah, the dog is having fun over there. The animals just run around doing all sorts of dumb stuff. And this is all seeds, onion seeds, carrot seeds, and they obviously are the prettiest thing to plant. I think the onion ones are the prettiest, but I wanted to have all of them over here, so they're kind of filling out the area. I think they look really nice. We got our windmills, and we have our wisp gatherers. Let's go ahead and look at this again. At night, look at that. Wisp, oh, there it is. I think it looks cool. You can get some wisps. So that's cool. Alrighty, back to it. Let's run over this way. I kind of liked this pattern. It's kind of funky. It's again just another set of the long beams rotated twice each, but then I made the roof, which is very straightforward. I guess that one's messed up there. I messed that one up, but you can't really tell. But I just liked adding this to the top here. Just kind of added some interest. I liked this one too. Tried to make it kind of look like a really fancy chicken coop. I don't know. Just sort of looks like what it looks like. All right. And next, what do we've got here? Whoa. We're not going to go into the... Stop zooming around. We're not going to go into the main keep yet. We're going to stay around the outside. I was going to make like a little maze here. I haven't made a maze in Valheim yet, but I'm going to do that sometime, maybe over on the other island. Again, we've got some additional... Look at these big blades there. Green, blue, red again, with an extra bow on that side. Frostner and the Jotun axe as well. Why not? Some fodders and mutters. Right over there. And then we've got a big ol' frickin' trebuchet type situation to launch things. And then we've got some more portals. I'll show you a bit of a secret here. I made a video about these banners if you want to check it out. Yeah, thanks for checking those out. If you put the banners on top of each other, then they do cool animations like this. Well, they flutter to and fro. Okay, we have our Ida refinery. Oh, let me show you this. This is the first minor or smaller tower, which is essentially like the other towers, but it's just using the smaller 3 meter panels instead of 6 meter panels for the sides. And I had to kind of make it work with these. I could have filled in these little gaps, but I didn't really care. This is just kind of like an extra spot to defend and use your bow and arrows to defend and to see. They are the same height as these ones, but they're just not as big and not as elaborate, really. But they were pretty easy to make. All these towers are fairly easy. I actually have a... I'm going to put out a video on how I built both of these towers. I did zero recording of how I built this whole thing. I just wanted to concentrate on building and not think too hard about the outcome. And so I didn't record any of it. but I did record building a couple of the towers, one small one and one big one, so I'll put those out eventually. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and go up here. We've got another launcher trebuchet type situation, and then we have two coal, whatever they're called. What are these called? Coal makers. We've got two of the black metal refineries, and then we've got three of the regular refineries or smelters, whatever. They're smelters. Black metal smelters and regular metal smelters. We've got the queen on that side and the queen on that side as well. Let's go up here. And then we'll check out the, we'll go around the outside and then we'll check out the dock. What up, dock? Alrighty, so this is the top of where the dock is. And you can see it's all ornamental, ornate wood. We've got some more portals here. We've got this big tower. Head down. I could have like went crazy like decorating the towers, but I didn't need to do that. And then let's go ahead and make our way around again. Then we'll go through there and check that out. More coal making things. Forget what they're called. This is another one of these ballistas, and then just some more ramparts for defensive purposes. They're a bit covered up by the vines, but that's cool. That's just for looks. That's okay. It just gives you a little bit of camouflage. And then down here we've got some more sweet colorful bows. That's the is that one called? The one with the Draugr Fang. That's what that's called. Okay, so let's go to the dock and check that out. I have a deer in there, and I'm not going to let it out. It's going to be stuck in there for the rest of its life, because that's what matters. Alrighty, so here's the dock, big old dock. It very much resembles my other dock in the build that I did, which was just one massive dock. It was like, you know, a four-walled massive dock, but this is kind of a similar design to that. I kind of like this design. We've got a place to sit. We've got our big bonfires so we can see what we're doing here at night. So if it's nighttime and we're out trying to find our way home, let's see how far away we can be. We can be pretty dang far. Oh, there we go. Is it going to come in? Yeah, there we go. So then we can see where we want to be. And I even put in the wisp lights, because there's a lot of these little pieces of earth that could mess your ship up. So I put those all over the place. Even over there, there's a few. But this is what it looks like at night. Pretty cool, really, in my opinion. Let's bring it back to daytime. We've got the bone maw, those assholes. They're real jerks. But we've got those sticking out. I like sticking them on the ends of those curved things. And we even have the Morgan jaws. They kind of remind me of shark jaws. So I put them out here because this is kind of like the seafaring area. We've got our fishing poles, lots of barrels, and we've got our harpoons just in case we need to take those out on a trip. I thought that was fitting. You gotta have your ocean accoutrement. So here's the second big entrance. Now this would be the real main entrance, because this is an island, so the everybody would come here by ship, and the best merchants would come by big ship, and this would be where we would do the first intake. We got the elder watching over everybody, making sure they don't mess around. And then let's jump over here, and we'll take a look at this. So this is a double-sided customs office or intake office. So we've got one guy here who can check people in with our little gate here. And then we've got portals. I thought it would be cool to have portals in here, so if they get approved, maybe they go through this portal and can go to a specific place, or maybe those are for people who don't get approved. And I always imagine there would be like a guard here, kind of acting as a muscle, just in case somebody gets freaky. But we're gonna keep the deer in there. Sorry, bud, but you were there. I didn't spawn you there. So then we're right in the middle of the castle, so let's go ahead and take a look at the first area in the main keep here, which is the blacksmith area and the crafting area. So this is a crafting bench, fully upgraded with all of its stuff around it. We've got a shitty bow there just because I wanted to get rid of it. We've got our spinning wheels, forge, all the usual stuff. Let's go ahead and get out of here. I do have a secret right there. I'll show you in a second. I'm trying to keep the secrets. Yeah, portal to the brig. We could do a portal. Like, I would think the portal could just dump them out into the ocean and kill them. I think that would be fun. Or to a very large prison. I didn't build a prison in this one because I wanted this one to be a little bit more like, I don't know, like posh and kind of elegant and nice, and almost like the king is really, really rich and he doesn't want prisoners on his little island. This isn't Australia. So this is the kitchen. Big kitchen, and all of the animals that are trophied here are animals that you eat. You get meat from, so we got lox, boar, wolf, seekers, and deer. I'm sure there's a few others that I'm missing, but lots and lots of room for making all the foods. All right, so let's get out of here, and we will head toward the main house. This is where the king would live. Oh, I can get... Yeah, Viper Pit, that's for sure. I could find a place where a bone maw serpent spawns and then have it dump them in the ocean right where the bone maw is. That would actually be a good little project. So this is going to be where the main, the king's keep or the king's house, I don't know, whatever. Like the guy who owns this place lives. This is the first floor. Kind of a reception area. We just have this fireplace goes up. It was a little tricky with the fire because I have another one up above and they didn't work out perfectly, but whatever. Nice spread of food and such. We've got our mountain golem trophies, all that stuff. Go up to the second floor, and this is where the party happens. This is where we've got a feast going. We've got all the coolest weapons, legit, super cool weapons. And then behind this privacy center, privacy banners, which are making weird psychedelic motions, we have our dual hot tubs. And do I have any freaking... Here we go. Get that going. So you can... this is like the sexy room. I even have some sexy potions, these love potions. I put these all behind glass because they look cool and it's a cool trick. But we'll just pretend like they can get to them when they need to. So we got meads, lots of stamina meads because sex. And then the hot tubs vent out that side. So I thought that was fun. It's like kind of like a fun, flirty room where he shows off and gets all the ladies. I realize how ironic that is. Now we've got his main room, sleeping quarters, the nice 4-post bed without any posts, his little treasure box, and then the best of the best outfits, armor, iter, all that stuff with all the best magic and all the best weapons running around, even the flame sword and the silver sword, which are two of my favorite swords for sure. Yeah, Splanish fly, plip, plip. So then if we go out here onto the balcony, we have two balconies on each, one on each floor. This is the high, topmost balcony. Let's close the door here. We have this, which is the king's throne, where he can chill out, have a drink. There's more grapes and sexy drinks. But this is conveniently set up so that when we change the time of day to 0.85, roughly around there, we can watch the moon. We can get a look at the sky. Again, this is called Astrum Dilectio Castle. Astrum for star, Dilectio for love or passion or sexy times. So we get both here. And we can also change the time of day to I think it's 3 roughly, where you get the sunrise, which is right over there as well. So the sunrise as well as the moonrise are roughly in that same area. So that's nice. You got to build your architecture relative to the environment. So that's what I did. All right, let's go ahead and head back downstairs. I'll show you this, the other balcony, but it's not that interesting. So there's a balcony here as well, but it just goes around. It's not that crazy. It's not that crazy. Just a nice little balcony. Whatever. All right, let's go back down, and then we're going to go into the secret area. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 secret banners. The first one of which is right here, which you actually can't get to unless you jump over the fire. So that banner right there looks just like a banner, like a fancy fiery banner, but it's not. It's actually a secret entrance to the middle of the sanctum, the stargazing sanctum. This is also a secret here, which I thought was really cool. So there's a wall right there, right on the outside here, and you can go through here if you know that it's there. We have some scary vultures and Valkyrie trophies, Brenna trophies, and then this is the secret Black Forge and the secret Galder table, and another scary outfit behind it. I like these. This is always fun. You can do this. You can also switch out those skulls for any of the other skulls and make cool skull trophies. We also have the artisan table. We've got to have that. And then if we go through here, what's this? Oh, it's the frickin' kitchen. That's what's behind that white curtain there. And then if we go over here, this is another room. That's also a secret. But I'll show you where it is. This is where the forges are. So this also, lots of love potions and grapes, sexy times, fancy trophies, shit tons of gold. I don't know why the gold's there. I just wanted it to be like decadent. Like, I don't know if people bring gold so they can visit this area, or if this is just where the king hides his gold. I don't know. Lots of food to partake in. I wanted to pick food that was like, I don't know, like sensual food, like berries and mushrooms to get high, and just weird exotic stuff, because this is like the Valheim After Dark area. All right, so we've seen all that. Let's go and look at the piece de resistance, which is the underground watery stargazing area, the solar, or whatever the moon version of that, lunar room. So if we go here and we change the time of day to 8, 9. Let's just do that. Now we can see the stars, except it's a little cloudy out right now. But this is one of the things I built pretty much right after I built all the towers and put in some of the ground, and I built the ramparts and stuff. But I built this pretty early on. I started off building. All I wanted to do was, since I'm at water level, I was like, well, I have an opportunity to build a water feature. And I was like, well, what kind of water feature? I'll just dig into the ground. I was thinking about building a pool and then covering this up, you know, and then making it an underground pool, which would have been cool. It'd be a cool pool. Yeah, it does look like a Souls area. I just thought this was in stark contrast to the rest of the build, using all marble, which I don't use in any of the rest of the build. And the colors are cool. It's black and blue and purple. I also used glass along here to cover up those, so they actually create more of a haze. So some of them are like that and some of them aren't, so it gives kind of a multi-layered look. I like the triangles that come out of this one here. You know, and then I staggered these styles. So this is one layer uses the triangles, one layer uses the arches. But it was really fun to build. This is definitely the coolest part of this whole thing, other than maybe the garden. I think is really pretty. But yeah, you can look at the stars and soak your feet and have some fun, some adult times. I tried to put in the marble benches, but you can't put them in here because you have to put them on top of, you can't put them on water, but you can put those on water and you can hang out on here. So you can still take a rest. I think you can actually sit in here. Can you sit in here? Yeah, you can. So there we go. Just chilling. No big deal. Look at me, it disappeared. Okay. Alrighty then. I think that about does it. Let's do a quick fly over, and we'll call it a day. Call it a stream. All right. Let's start over here. We'll do it at night. So I'm going to get off here and take a break. I'll probably stream something soon. Please let me know how Night Rain is. I really want to either pick that up soon or kind of wait and see what people are saying about it. I've been watching some reviews, and some people are saying it doesn't have a lot of, I don't know, it's lacking in certain ways. Yeah, thanks for joining me. Thanks for checking it out. Let me know if you have any questions, and then I'm going to put this on YouTube so you can like it there if you decide you want to. I know I'm asking a lot, but this was a lot of fun. I finally made like a real castle build. I think it looks really nice. It was very repetitive. I don't like repeating things and doing, you know, the same build over and over, but this really taught me the benefit of doing that. It really looks like a uniform, planned out kind of thing, even though I really didn't plan it out much. Like, I just sort of built it, but I used some really consistent parts, like always using the grouston like that, and always using the dark wood pieces like that, like to line things, and making all of the roofs the same. And like, I didn't stray from the formula, other than with the banners. The banners, I had to just mix it up. They're just too much fun. But for the most part, it's all very uniform. But also, yeah, thank you for joining. Thanks for checking it out, Glizzy. Have a good night. I'll talk to you later. Soon, hopefully. This was really weird to build because I built this whole inner part first, and then I had to build the roof around it to hide it, and then try to come up with ways to make all the entrances hidden. So I had to like put these rooftops over the top of everything. It's really weird. Very interesting, but you can kind of tell, like, you can build really big in Valheim, and this is not even using iron beams to support any of this. So that's about it. I think I'm gonna call it, and I have a video about the towers, and I have a video. This is the feast hall here, which would be where the king would have his parties, so he can make all the food over there and bring it all over here. And then I think over here, because this is also an island. This is huge setup here. This is all Black Forest right here. I think I will... I'll probably develop this meadows area to be a village for all of the workers and thralls, and I'll probably need more room, so I might go into the even there's a stream that goes around here. Could build that stream out there, build that all the way to the other side. Just a really cool island setup, so it's fun to build on. Guess I just don't want to really leave. Where's my boat? There it is. There's my boat. I didn't put any trees in this build at all, actually, because I found out that when you're showing things off, the trees just get in the way of your videos. So these trees are nice. It's pretty. It's naturalistic. But it's a little bit hard to see all the hard work you put into stuff when you put all the trees around. So it's better to have less trees and more deliberate trees. Like if I was going to put a tree, I'd probably put a tree maybe on that little island, like on all the islands around. I wouldn't put any over here because it'll just cover up all that stuff. Yeah, I like watching that. But I probably would put a tree over here. Maybe just like one or two trees right here because there's a lot of land there. But maybe not. I don't know. Anyway, that's going to do it. I might be streaming some Days Gone later, and maybe we'll have to check out some other games sometime. But thanks for watching. I'm going to put myself in a position. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to chuck myself off of the fucking thing here from one of these catapults. Let's see. Which catapult is going to do it? I think this... No, let's go with this one here. Let's see how far I can go into the ocean here. We're gonna put this here. We'll get on top of here, and then we're gonna go like this. 5. It doesn't fit. Oh, it doesn't like it. I think I can put food in the catapult. No, I can put trophies. What about this? Can I put that in there? Yes, here we go. Wow! Shit. Well, thanks for watching. Goodbye.